2018 Ford Iosis Max Reviews. 2018 Ford Iosis MAX Reviews, Specs, Price and Release Date. In 2009 Ford was discharging the Iosis Max concept, a little MPV which inevitably turned into the Generation B Max. After the B Max hasn't been as effective as it ought to have, it appears a refresh is en route with the up-and-coming 2018 Ford Iosis MAX. So far there is still little data about this new auto, yet it appears it will supplant the unsuccessful B Max. What Ford will do, keeping in mind the end goal to end up plainly fruitful. All things considered, it would seem that the formula may be very straightforward. They are likely going to expel a great deal of weight from the auto and give it somewhat more power, with a specific end goal to end up noticeably the MPV individuals constantly needed it to be. This ought to enable the auto to end up noticeably more attractive than before, as well as conceivably end up plainly a standout amongst the most aggressive autos in its class. Now it appears the Iosis MAX could be founded on an indistinguishable stage from the new Fiesta. This was likewise the case with its ancestor, which was based on an indistinguishable stage from the more established Fiesta. This implies the auto will profit by a truly fit running apparatus, great brakes and an incredible directing section. Because of its lower weight, the Fiesta's running apparatus should now have the capacity to deal with its taller body easily, so the Iosis MAX ought to be similarly as great to drive as its littler kin. 2018 Ford Iosis MAX Specs. The antecedent of the auto depended on a totally new planned conspire called Kinetic 2.0. It appears the up-and-coming 2018 Ford Iosis MAX will have a lot in the same manner as the new Fiesta or the forthcoming Focus. This implies its fairly crazy look will be gone, and in its place we should see something more customary and tasteful in the meantime. This implies the auto will profit by a truly fit running apparatus, great brakes and an awesome directing segment. Because of its lower weight, the Fiesta's running apparatus should now have the capacity to deal with its taller body effortlessly, so the Iosis MAX ought to be similarly as great to drive as its littler kin. The forerunner of the auto depended on a totally new outline plot called Kinetic 2.0. It appears the forthcoming 2018 Ford Iosis MAX will have a considerable amount in the same weight as the new Fiesta or the up-and-coming Focus. This implies its somewhat crazy look will be gone, and in its place we should see something more traditional and tasteful in the meantime. The auto will probably get a considerably more extensive body with a truly comparable front end to the up-and-coming Fiesta. In the back it is relied upon to gloat flat tail lights and a somewhat more raked raised window, which would make it resemble a sportier auto. Bits of gossip additionally propose the Iosis will be both lower and longer than some time recently. The trademark highlight, the sliding back entryways, is likely as yet going to be offered as standard over the range. Because of its new size, there ought to be a considerable amount more space than sometime recently. The auto will probably gloat a lower driving position than earlier, yet there ought to be more headroom and in addition legroom than sometime recently. Likewise, as far as general looks, the Iosis MAX will more than likely get an about indistinguishable dashboard to the all-new Fiesta. Portage really utilized about a similar plan conspire in the bigger Focus, so it is sheltered to accept they will do likewise here. As far as components, the Iosis will accompany many a bigger number of contraptions and in addition well-being frameworks than before, which should make it the ideal family auto for a swarmed city. 2018 Ford Iosis MAX engine.
One of the fundamental issues with the more established model was the intense absence of energy. The up-and-coming 2018 Ford Iosis MAX shouldn't have all that many issues in such manner. The base model is relied upon to gloat a 1.0-liter EcoBoost with around 125 torque, all that could possibly be needed for its size and lightweight development.
A bigger 1.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 is additionally a genuine probability. This could offer north of 150 torque, making it a standout amongst the most effective autos in its class. A diesel, likely Ford's 1.5-liter unit, ought to be an alternative in any event in Europe. A half-and-half has likewise been supposed for some time now. However, so far Ford hasn't discharged an appropriate mixture framework for little autos, so this is likely still years from discharge.